Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mr. Salas, the IB Diploma Coordinator here at Allen High School. I would like to welcome you to this presentation. For the next few minutes, I'm going to share some important information with you regarding the IB exam students' expectations for the May 2024 testing season. Before we get started, I would like to remind you that the testing calendar has been published on the Advanced Academics website for quite some time. If you have not seen this testing calendar yet, please become familiar with it at your earliest convenience. There are a couple of things in here that I would like to remind you of. The first one is the starting of the testing. If it is a morning session, the starting time is 9 o'clock in the morning. However, we do expect for every tester to report to the testing location at 8:20 in the morning. Afternoon starting time is at 1 p.m. and we are expecting for all of the testers to report to the testing location at 12:20 p.m. Please make sure you become familiar with the testing calendar in order for you to plan your testing experience throughout the next few weeks. I also would like to share some information from IB at this time. So what we have here at this point is the conduct of examination notice to candidates. The following instructions must be observed for all IB examinations. Failure to comply may result in no grade being awarded for the subject being examined. If you do not understand these instructions, please contact your coordinator. Arrive on time for your examination. You are not permitted to leave the examination within the first 60 minutes or the last 15 minutes. Do not communicate with other candidates in the examination room. Do not bring any unauthorized materials to your desk. Follow all invigilator instructions. Raise your hand if you require the invigilator's attention. Do not take any examination material out of the examination room. Ensure that you report any incidents of possible academic misconduct to your coordinator. Do not discuss the content of the examination with any person outside of your school in the next 24 hours. I also would like to share this other document. If we take a look in here, you must arrive in good time for the start of the examination and may not be allowed to sit in the examination if you arrive late. Your coordinator and invigilator will decide where you will sit during an examination. You must remain seated until permission is given to leave the examination room. You may only take to your desk table the following items: general stationery, for example, black, blue pen, pencil, eraser, geometry instruments, ruler. Corrective fluid and gel pens are not permitted. These items are prohibited during testing. Materials specified by the IB as required for a particular examination, for example, an electronic calculator, is something that I would like to encourage you to consider bringing for your exams if you need one. We will also provide a clean copy of data booklets for those assessments. Your coordinator and invigilator has the right to inspect and confiscate any item you bring into the examination room. This includes electronic calculators, which should be set to test mode when applicable. Follow all the instructions from your coordinator and invigilator. Your coordinator and invigilator has the right to remove you from the examination room if your behavior interferes with the examination. In cases of emergency and with the permission of your coordinator invigilator, you may be allowed to temporarily leave the examination room. You will remain supervised at all times. If you decide to leave the examination room before the scheduled finishing time, you will not be allowed to return. You must not attempt to obtain information about the content of an examination in advance. If you find that you have accidentally taken unauthorized material into an examination, for example, a mobile phone, you must give it to your coordinator and invigilator immediately. You must not include inappropriate, offensive, or obscene content in your responses. All work submitted for assessment must be entirely your own. Collusion, plagiarism, and the impersonation of another candidate are not permitted. Failure to comply with any of these regulations will be considered academic misconduct and may result in no grade being awarded. Items not permitted. If you take any of the following items into an IB examination, even by mistake, you will be in breach of regulations and may not be eligible for a grade in the subject being tested. If you do not understand this instruction, please contact your coordinator. Electronic equipment. Note that this includes, but is not limited to, mobile phones and any device that allows communication. An approved calculator is permitted in certain examinations. Wearable technology and all types of watches. Note that these include, but is not limited to, smartwatches, smart glasses, and wireless headphones. Books or guides, rough scratch paper or notes. Refreshments. Water is permitted at the discretion of the coordinator. Yes, you will be allowed to have water in the testing room. Arriving to your IB exam. Once you arrive to the testing location, you will be welcomed by the invigilator or the proctor. You must show your ID to the proctor or the invigilator to check in. Do not enter the exam room until the proctor tells you to do so. You cannot have anything with you except your pens, pencils, calculator. Paper 1 are multiple choice, which is just for your science IB exams. This includes physics, chemistry, as well as biology. Everything else is a non-gel pen ink. Pens, pencils, and allowable calculators you can bring with you to your exam. Data booklets or source booklets will be provided to you from your invigilator. You will have 5 minutes of reading time before the start of the exam, except for paper 1 multiple choice. This does not go towards the total exam time. Example, SL Chemistry, paper 3. 5 minutes of reading time, 60 minutes for the exam after the reading time. You must not use calculators during the reading time, nor may you write notes, refer to dictionaries, highlight questions, or write draft answers. You may never use scratch paper on your IB exams. Any planning will occur in the examination booklet. IB testing room expectations. There are no breaks during IB exams except between papers. There are no sections during IB exams. If you are late, you will not be allowed to enter an exam room once the exam has started. You can never leave the exam room early. All the students must be finished, all materials must be collected, and the entire exam must have ended before everyone can leave. Students may never access their bags during the exam. There is absolutely no talking during rest between papers. SL and HL exams in the same room. If SL and HL exams are in the same room, the SL exams will be shorter in time than the HL exams. SL students must wait until HL students are finished before beginning the next paper. The last paper of the exam, when the SL group finishes, they can leave quietly once exams have been counted and sealed in mailing envelopes. Example, Chemistry SL and Chemistry HL are in the same room. Paper 1 SL is 45 minutes. Paper 1 HL is 60 minutes. SL must wait until HL is done, collect materials, students rest at their desk. Paper 3 SL, 60 minutes. Paper 3 HL, 75 minutes. SL can go at the end of SL paper 3 before HL is finished. Must exit quietly. Ending the examination. It is the responsibility of the candidate to ensure that the cover sheet for the examination is correctly completed before leaving the examination room. Candidates must attach material using a string tag in the correct sequence, with the answer cover sheet at the front, followed by the semi-structured examination paper. If one has been used for the examination, they must not attach an unstructured examination paper. Then, their answer booklets, and finally any graph paper that has been used. Candidates must leave the examination room in a quiet and orderly manner, taking only their personal belongings with them. Candidates must not take any examination paper, data booklets, answer booklets, or graph paper out of the room. IB lingo and IB stationery. If you have already taken an IB exam, this information is not new to you. However, if you are taking an IB exam for the first time, I will highly encourage you to become familiar with this terminology. Answer booklet. 4-page booklet for candidates to write responses in. Answer cover sheet. With the exception of paper 1 multiple choice exam for biology, chemistry, and physics, each student will have a blue answer cover sheet provided by the IB for every exam. The cover sheet must be attached to the front of each student's script using a treasury tag. You might wonder, what is the script? The script is the complete exam packet that is sent to the IB in the mailing envelopes. It might be comprised of answer cover sheets plus structured exam paper plus answer booklet plus any graph paper used. Unstructured exams are not attached to a candidate's script. What is a treasury tag? It's yarn and plastic tool used to attach cover sheets, exam, and answer booklets. Exam instructions categories. On structured examination papers, students write their responses in IB answer booklets. Structured examination papers, students write their responses in the test booklet and may also require IB answer booklets if needing more room for answer. Semi-structured examination papers, combo of structured and unstructured. Multiple choice examination papers. Students will mark an X by the answer choice they choose on the yellow answer sheets. This is applicable only for IB Sciences. IB exam cover sheets come pre-coded. A student will write their candidate numbers on exam booklets or answer booklets. You must write your section questions answer on your cover sheet before the invigilator picks up your exam script. This is an example of an exam cover sheet. This is the style of the IB exam cover sheet for each exam except multiple choice IB exams. A student's name will be listed below the session code. You have to fill out the section here on the left and then the questions in which you are answering as well. You have to fill this out for every single exam. You cannot end your exam without the cover sheet being completed. This is the section that I was referring to right here. This is an example of the IB exam multiple choice cover sheet. Students will use this on paper 1 of chemistry, biology, and physics. They will mark an X where they select their answer. Answer sheets is their cover sheet in this scenario. Students must use a number 2 pencil only. This is an example of an IB answer booklet. Students will write their responses in the answer booklets using pen, no gel pens allowed. Students must indicate the question number they are answering in the box on the left of the stationery. You need to skip lines to the next box when they are answering a new question. If you change your mind on which one to answer, shade that number box completely. Here is additional information regarding the answer booklet. I will highly encourage you to take a moment to become familiar with this additional information regarding how to best utilize the answer booklet when you are testing. The treasury tag. This is the piece of yarn used to thread the student's script together when the exam ends. Double check that each sheet is filled out with your session number. Language acquisition, listening, and comprehension examinations. You will have 5 minutes reading time to review the content of the examination. No writing is allowed during this time. Once the 5 minutes reading time has concluded, you may write answers and notes at any time during the examination. You may write notes in the spaces provided. Notes will not be marked. Pauses are built in between each audio text. You are only permitted to use wireless headphones if they are supplied by your school. If the audio is played on an individual device, you are not permitted to interact with the device once examination has started. Once 3 beeps are heard, the examination has concluded and you must stop writing. Further to the information provided here, please ensure that you read the full instructions on the front page of each examination. If you would like any further information, please speak to your coordinator. The conduct of examination rules apply to these examinations and must be observed at all times. Retrieving your IB results. On July 6, you can access your results at candidates.ibo.org by using your personal code and PIN. Please note that I will not be in the office at the time of score release. Therefore, I won't be able to help you retrieve this information. Seniors, I will contact you at a later time for you to provide me the correct location to send your IB scores. I would like to thank you for the efforts that you have shown throughout the entire school year. I wish you a wonderful testing season, and I encourage you to finish up the school year doing your very best. Please contact me if you have any questions or if I can be of any additional support. Thank you.